Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking exclusively about Mented Cosmetics. I'm going to give you my honest opinion about the entire brand, products and all. Let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about this brand first. So Mented Cosmetics is 3 years old. They were founded in 2017. Their founders, KJ Miller and Amanda Johnson, are both amazing black women, and they founded the brand and called it Mented to represent the fact that they wanted to make a shade range that all women were truly included in. And that doesn't just go for their foundation. So they wanted to make sure that their lip products and their blushes and their eyeshadow palette could be used by everyone, which is really, really neat. They claim to be vegan, paraben-free, non-toxic, and cruelty-free. One thing that I noticed looking at just on my own the ingredients of their products online, it seems like they do use dimethicone and they do use sulfates. I don't really mind dimethicone, so that's really up to you, but I know some people are a little wary of dimethicone, and I have been in the past, so I get that. And also, I was really impressed to see that the sulfates they do use are really gentle. What do brands put on their packaging sometimes? Like no harsh sulfates. They haven't even put that on their website, but I think they could. A lot of the sulfates that I'm seeing them use in their products are not going to dry your skin, are less likely to irritate you, things like that. So they're not the cleanest brand out there, but I think they're doing a pretty good job. Let's talk about packaging. I don't have my coffee table in front of me like I usually do today. I changed up my filming setup, also took down the mirror. That means that I have to like put things on the shelves behind me back here. So my tea is gonna be back there. This is the box that it came in. So it says Mented up here. It has my little shipping label. On the inside it says Mented, and it came with, this is kind of the order in which the packaging was laid. So there's this biodegradable packaging on top, all paper. This is more like tissue paper underneath. And then they put in bubble wrap around their products with like a little bit more tissue paper. So I have all of the actual like boxed products in here right now because I took them all out and I have been using them, but I saved all of this so I could actually talk to you guys about it. The good thing about the way that they package their products and ship them is that they have, like you saw, like really useful paper packaging that isn't going to kill the environment. However, I was a little bit surprised when I opened this box that almost all of it was cardboard, and then they decided to go with bubble wrap on like 50% of the box, whereas I really think they could have used that paper material on the entire thing. And I'm not a packaging expert, but I expect that the products, especially since they already were in their own boxes, would have shipped just fine and we wouldn't have had any issues. So that was a little strange and confusing to me that they kind of went for like kind of biodegradable packaging, but then didn't completely. That was weird. But then we have the actual boxes that the products came in. So these boxes are super cute. A lot of them have like the gold M on top of like the side where you open it, which is really cute. And they just, I don't know, like this is one of the lip gloss packages that I got. It just looks really nice. I do still prefer for brands to not have like boxed packaging like this when they can avoid it, but I do understand that you can't always do that because you have to tell people the ingredients. So a lot of people do boxed packages so that they can put the ingredients on the box and then, you know, you can take out the product and it looks sleek and nice like this. So I understand that that's something that isn't all just about like sustainable packaging. You have to follow certain safety guidelines. The last thing I have to say about these products, and I'll get more into like the packaging of each one as we go over each one, is just that these do seem, unless I'm mistaken, to be all plastic packaging. So this is the foundation stick right here that we're going to test out. This is the blush. They do have a magnetic closure on the blush, which I'm going to talk about more later, but it's just really, really nice. It just, the packaging looks really nice. It's like this matte, soft to touch feel. And then I also have a lip liner from them, all plastic packaging too. And then I have a couple glosses from them that I'm going to be showing you guys today, all plastic packaging. I wanted to get the eyeshadow palette from them, but it was sold out. So today I'm going to like go off screen when we get ready to do eyeshadow and use the Juvia's Place palette to keep this all in black owned brands. I'm also going to do an entirely different video about that palette coming up soon, but I am interested in the Mented eyeshadow palette. It has really beautiful, like neutral, usable shades, but kind of gives you some room to play with color. It's really interesting looking. I'll put a picture here somewhere in case you're interested, but when it gets back in stock, maybe I'll think about it. Okay, without further ado, let's hop into the makeup application. Okay, so I scooted you a little bit closer so you'll actually be able to see me apply this. This is the Skin by Mented foundation. It retails for $30. One thing I also meant to mention in the sustainability overview, but it fits fine with this foundation review, is that they send you a sample pack of all of their foundations in every purchase, which I don't know if I agree with doing it in every purchase. That doesn't seem to make as much sense to me. If you could have like a code on their website to use in your first purchase ever and they would send this to you, then that's really useful. But like if I go back and order that eyeshadow palette, I'm gonna get this again, and I feel like that's just a waste of product and packaging, you know? But that was super helpful for this video because I swatched all of the shades for you guys. So the shades go from L10, which is supposed to be fair with neutral undertones, to D40, which is supposed to be deep with neutral undertones. And what I did for this swatches, which I think I'm going to start doing for all swatches, like across the board anytime that I swatch, especially foundations, I swatched on a white and a black background. Obviously no one's skin is this white or this black, but I figured that it might give you a better idea of how the shades look with different colored backgrounds, because obviously, you know, if you have any kind of deep skin tone, this is going to look super ashy on you, but here it comes across with a far more warm undertone. So I thought that maybe this would help. If this isn't helpful at all, then let me know. But anyway, I'm gonna put pictures of both here as well, so you can pause, you can look at the shades. There's 16 shades overall, and all of the shades are broken up into like 4 categories. So these 4 up here are light shades, or they'll have L in front of them. These are what I believe they're going for is tan shades. They have a T in front of them, and then they have medium over here, these top 4, and then they have dark or deep over here. So I took the quiz that they have on their website, which was very helpful and told me basically what I thought I already knew, which was I should definitely get the lightest shade. So this is L10. Let me swatch it on the back of my hand for you. This is the one that's supposed to be fair with neutral undertones. And as you can see, this is still pretty dark. But I'm not mad about it because I feel like so many brands out there have, you know, the super, super light shade range. And the fact that they did 16 shades that are truly like the middle of the spectrum almost. I'm sure there are some super, super dark shades that they don't have and some super, super light shades that they don't have. But this really actually, like when it says fair or light, means like a normal fair or light. I feel like a lot of people that have been buying in the beauty industry for years see fair and think like white paper, like that's what fair should be. And I don't know, I just kind of like the way that they're redefining what these shade names mean. So I have been trying this, and when I first got it and I saw that it was a little bit dark for me, I started using it as a bronzer for a little while, just to see if it would work that way, if I could still get some use out of it. And actually as a bronzer, I found that it's too light. So what I started doing was applying a really light sheer layer all over the skin, and I actually think it works pretty well like that. So I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by that. I'll speed you through the way that I apply it, and then we can actually talk about the shade match and what I think of this product. Also, the directions say in the product description for this to pass it over the face and then go in with a brush. So that's what I'm gonna do here.
I gotta tell you something I could do.
Alright guys, so the foundation is on. I'm going to kind of get in close so you can see what it's looking like. So I'm going to go over the claims that they have on their website for what this foundation does and kind of talk about whether I agree with them or not. And then I'll just give you my overall thoughts. So they say that it is ultra hydrating. Honestly, I don't feel like it nourishes my skin in the way of like when I take it off my face, it's insanely moisturized or hydrated. One thing I will say though that I love about this foundation that I think speaks to its hydrating properties is that I have insanely dry skin, and I always have like little patches of dry skin around my face that this foundation does not cling to. So I think that's really cool. They also say that it is lightweight. It is not tacky by any means, and it dries down in a really beautiful, almost hydrating way. I mean, it just kind of adheres to the skin in a melty effect. It's by no means like a cream to powder formulation kind of dry down, but it feels really comfortable. They say that it is buildable, which I completely agree with. I don't know if you saw it in the sped through version, but I did build up in certain areas around my face that I wanted a little more coverage, like underneath my eyes, and I feel like it did a really, really nice job building. And then lastly, they just say that it leaves a really natural finish, and I think you can be the judge of that, but I love the way that my skin looks when I have this on. Okay, so My actual thoughts on this foundation are, one, that I love it. I really think that it's very comfortable. I'm sad that they don't have a shade like a little bit lighter because I absolutely would use this on a daily basis. It's probably the best cream foundation that I've used ever or used in a while. But the other thing that I did note was that I am partially Lebanese, which means that I have a pretty olive undertone. If you don't understand the difference between olive undertones and other undertones, it really is just that olive undertones, rather than having like a pink or a yellow or even just like a peachy base, they have almost like a brown base. And that doesn't mean that they have to be dark. It doesn't mean that you have to be, deep skin toned. It just means that the undertone isn't quite as warm as a yellow and isn't quite as cool as a pink, but it's also not neutral, like a combination of the two. It's kind of unique in that way. But very few brands actually sell olive undertones, and so what I usually do when I'm going shopping for a foundation or a face like base product is I just go for a neutral undertone. What I really, really like about this foundation and the entire shade range when you look at it is that they have really taken into account realistic undertones, and I think some undertones that are often forgotten. So this one says it has a neutral base, but I feel like it's a little less peachy and a little more beigey, which is exactly what I'm looking for. All right. This is the Mented Cosmetics blush. I got it in the shade Peach for the Stars, which is so freaking beautiful. Again, this is a true peach. I feel like when a lot of brands say peach, they mean like basically pink with just like a hint of orange. This is orange with a hint of pink, you know? This is a shimmery blush, the Peach for the Stars shade. They have 4 shades and 2 of them actually say shimmers. I was just on their website looking up some stuff for my notes for this video. 2 of them say that they're shimmers and 2 of them just don't specify, and looking at them on the website, they don't have great pictures of the actual product in the pan. But it looks like they're probably satin. I don't think they're matte, or they would probably say matte. But I was excited about going for more of a shimmery blush. Sometimes I really, really like that. And for some reason, peach blushes get me excited about shimmer. I feel like they look really nice with some shimmer. So I'm going to apply this really quick, and then we can come back and talk about the claims that they have on the website for this product and whether or not I agree with them.
Be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody.
Alright guys, I am back. This is what the blush is looking like. Really, really beautiful. I don't feel like you can see any harsh lines or anything like that. Really easy to blend. Let's talk about the claims that they have for this blush. So they don't have a lot, honestly. They say that it has vitamin E in it, so it nourishes. Again, like the foundation, I appreciate that, and I'm sure that it's true. I've had makeup brands claim that before, and I feel like when I take my makeup off at the end of the day, I'm always washing my face and kind of stripping my face of those oils. So I'm sure it's depositing some kind of nourishment, but if it was, then I feel like I'm washing some of that away. So maybe I'm not getting the full impact of the nourishment. I don't know, but I will say that neither the foundation or the blush breaks me out at all, which is awesome. And then it also says that it stays put throughout the day. I would agree with that completely. I would say that for the foundation too. They both last really well. They don't like separate or anything like that. And then it also says that it is high pigment, which I almost disagree with. I think that the pigment in it is really beautiful, but it actually compares to a lot of my other usable blushes that aren't, crazy high pigment that you have to be careful with, blending. When I first got this product, I went in really, really light with it because I knew that this was a Black-owned brand, and a lot of the time they purposefully make things more pigmented, so on darker, deeper skin tones, they show up. So when I do get products from Black-owned brands or just brands that are targeted toward colored women, I am just careful when I apply them on my face. I think any pale-skinned woman can still enjoy them. It just means you have to be, careful about the way that you apply it. And it really surprised me the first time that I applied it too. I felt like I was able to go back into it and really work into the pan and then get it on my face. And it wasn't nearly as difficult to work with it as I was imagining it to be. So I guess that doesn't mean it's not pigmented. It's just not difficult to work with, which is good. But it does actually make me question if anyone with a deeper skin tone than me would have difficulty making this show up. Maybe not. Maybe it's just my skin tone specifically, it shows up a certain way on me, So if you have a deeper skin tone than me and you have tried any of these blushes, let me know what you think of them down in the comments below. Alright guys, so I'm going to take a break really fast. We're going to do a little transition here. And I'm going to go use the Juvia's Place Nubian Coral 3 palette. I actually want to show you what this looks like. This is her. So gorgeous, right? The packaging on the front is really nice. It's cardboard packaging, which is cool, and then these are the shades inside. I'm really excited about this palette. You don't get to see me apply it today, but I promise it is getting its own video very, very soon. All right, so I'm gonna hop away and I'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back with eyes done. So this is what I got with the Juvia's Place Nubian Coral 3 palette. So we are ready to finish off with lips. I got 4 lip glosses from them and a lip pencil. I actually got the Gloss for Grownups collection, which comes with these 4 shades. It was $50 altogether, but the individual lip glosses in their line cost $15 each. So for 4 of them, I normally would have paid $60, but I paid $50, so $10 less. I think that's pretty good. So this kit includes the shades Mauve Over, Send Nudes, Bury Me, and Baby Brown. We're going to talk about the claims beforehand on this because I'm going to swatch all of these for you, and the swatches are going to kind of tell us if these claims are true. So it says on their website that these are shiny and smooth without overdoing it, so they're not supposed to be like high shine, your lips literally look just like water. They're supposed to be more of like a subtle, beautiful kind of just like, I almost want to say sheen, or you guys will just see what I mean because I have tried these before and I do think that that claim is true. They're not, I don't know, I don't even want to say your typical lip gloss because some lip glosses are like this, but you'll see what I mean. But then also they say that these are buildable. On their website, they have all of their lip gloss shades on models, and they say in like the pictures and stuff, which I love their transparency, they say that all of their models are wearing 3 coats of each lip gloss to really show like the color and depth of it. So I not only want to show you guys the swatches of all 3 of these nude shades, but I also want to be able to show you guys what they look like when you apply them sheer and when you apply them with like 3 coats like the models have in the pictures online. I'm going to use the lip liner on the last 2 shades because these do kind of go from light to dark. This is a pretty deep brown shade over here, and these 2 I would say are the lightest. If you've played with dark colors on your lips before, then you know that using a lip liner really helps that. And there are a couple other reasons too that I'll get into after I do this, but let's just hop into this little montage of me swatching all of these for you so you can get an idea.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would see.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed those swatches. I hope they give you a good idea of how these lip glosses perform. Let's talk about my thoughts. They are not lying when they say that these lip glosses can build. And that actually makes them all the more exciting to me because I guess I could have built any of the lip glosses that I already own, but I don't think any of them have this kind of quality to them. Like the Thrive lip gloss that I just talked about in my affordable lips, that is one of my favorite lip glosses that I have in my collection. Now I have to say one of my favorite because these are favorites now. But that one, I mean, I'm sure the tint I could build it up a little bit, but a lot of them are not meant to have pigment. And these, I mean, look at this one, especially the darkest one. Holy crap, that's pigmented. I would also say that as you build them, not only does the pigment build, I think the glossiness builds. So if you do like a light layer, like I was doing at first in the swatches, it has that natural kind of sheen, beautiful, glossy still look, but it's a lot more subdued and subtle and grown up, which matches this little lip collection that I purchased. So another thing that I've noticed is that without lip liner, these can bleed outside the lips a little bit just because I think they do have more pigment than a normal gloss, and since it's still a very liquidy consistency, I almost have noticed that I can like press my lips and it almost pushes the pigment outside the center. Does that make sense? They do fade like a lip gloss, so I haven't actually ever built them up to this intensity. I've just been using them like the other lip glosses that I use, so I'll do like one swipe. They do, you know, transfer obviously onto a cup or whatever you're drinking, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your significant other. If you're not eating or drinking, they might last you maybe 2 or 3 hours, maybe even 4. I don't know for sure. I'd say 4 if you build it up like this. I don't know how long this pigment would stay around. Maybe when I'm editing this video, I'll put in like a little disclaimer here to tell you how long this one stayed on because I want to keep this on for the rest of the day. And finally, These just are so comfortable, and I don't even know if they say that they're hydrating. They claim that all of their other products are hydrating, and I don't think they said that on the description for these. I guess maybe it's just inherent, but these are so hydrating, and even after they have faded off of the lips, my lips feel so good. All right, guys, so those are my thoughts on all of the products that I got in this little mini haul from Mented and just what I think of the brand overall. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button before you leave, and I'll see you in the next one.